Hello viewers, very good evening and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on important matters happening in the nation Zimbabwe. And let us take a look on this story. We have the issue of 1.6 billion which was paid to a company linked to Kwasheta Gray for the 35% shares of KUVIMBA Holdings or KUVIMBA Mining. We have seen ZANU-PF people trying by all means possible to actually justify that position. The reason why they are trying to justify that position is because they feel that they need to quell the perception of the people in terms of how they view this whole thing. So we need to take a look on what Rutendo Matinyarare is saying right there when he's trying to defend the position taken by the government. First and foremost, the response by Rutendo Matinyarare is an admission that this really happened. But on the other hand, the issue is not about what is the truth. The issue starts when things are done in hidden parts or in secret. Government issues must be transparent. This is the reason why the government is urged to be transparent, to be honest, and to always inform the people about what is happening. But when information comes out through deep investigations, underground investigations, then it makes us raise very serious questions. So Rutendo says, how can buying 1 trillion in mineral reserves for 1.6 billion be bad? This is what Rutendo is asking right here. And in asking this, he seems to be confirming that yes, this 1.6 billion happened, and he justifies it because of the value of the reserves. And he says, can someone help me understand how Mutapa Investment Fund acquiring over 1 trillion in mineral reserves and companies generating over 3 billion a year for just 1.6 billion can be bad just because some CIA-owned outfit called Sendri says so. So first and foremost is, how is this company called KUVIMBA or whatever Mtapa, how is it valued? Do we have the reports which justifies this valuation? No, there is nothing in the public domain. That is the cause of concern, and because that is the beginning of people asking and questioning whatever the government will be doing. The issue must not be investigated. The issue must be known and well reported. And that is how transparency works. If this was not a dodgy thing, we could have seen the Herald reporting about it. We could have seen the ZTV reporting about these issues. We could have seen these things making headlines because they'll be proud of whatever they're doing. The reason why it was being done in the darkness is because something is fishy. However, when it comes to the issues of mining valuation, I'm not a pro in that area, but we can take a look on key issues which are very important to deal with the issue of evaluating. So there are general approaches. I think we can deal with 3 approaches. And when it comes to the issues of valuation, there is what they call cost approach. And this cost approach is based on assessment of contribution to the cost of cost to value. Then market approach, we are dealing with based on the comparison of the subject mineral property with the transaction value of similar properties. For example, you are saying that property costs so my property is quite similar to that one, so mine is going to cost so. And then there is an issue of income approach, which is based on income or cash flow potential of the property. So number one, the income part of this whole thing raised by Rutendo Matinyarare cannot be confirmed because there are no records showing us that this has been bringing value of around 3 billion. Because if If Mutapa investment was now bringing around 3 billion a year, Zimbabwe could not be begging. Zimbabwe could not be struggling even in terms of funding its own activities. We could have seen, imagine at a certain point in time where you are having 3 billion from Mutapa Investment Fund only, 3 billion from the mining conglomerate through KUVIMBA. Imagine if KUVIMBA could bring 3 billion on its own per year. It would mean that Zimbabwe won't need any loan. It would mean Zimbabwe will not need to go to take any loans from the African Development Bank, from the IMF, from the World Bank, or from the Chinese. It means Zimbabwe could actually fund its own activities. That is the honest truth. So Rutendo cannot justify the payment of 1.6 billion to that. And also, the report is not in the public domain as per the value of KUVIMBA. Right now, there is no report which suggests that they are reaching up to 3 billion a year. You cannot talk of something you have not exploited, because remember, you have the costs of exploitation. If you are talking about a revenue of around 3 billion and you do not talk about the issues of the costs of production, how much is the cost of production? And that is very important, because you might say, okay, the revenue output per year is 3 billion, but the cost for you to get to 3 billion is 2 billion, which means you are left with only a billion to work upon. So that's very important for these people to know, to note that, yes, we might not be the best in terms of understanding how these things happen, but we can think, we can see, we can read, and understand that this is so wrong, this is not it. So what you need to consider is that when you are dealing with this issue of property, of mining property valuation, the determination must be made by fair market value, and this must be done by an independent valuator. That is the norm. So no matter the circumstances, Rutendo, what you must know is we're supposed to have an independent evaluator giving us the real value of KUVIMBA. You cannot come and say it's $1 million, it's $1 trillion investment, so we are going to do ABC. Based on which evaluation? Based on which evaluation? So we needed to have an evaluator who is independent. And also, we're supposed to see the determination being brought forward through a fair market value. That is the only thing transparency can be there, and the people cannot rule the interference. Because remember, when corrupt people are corrupt, they can do their own valuations, exaggerate everything, overvalue everything, so that they get bigger chunks of monies. And this is what the people are suspecting right there, because a jump from a valuation which happened I think a year or two ago, a year and a half ago, then a jump to 4.6 billion, from 1.5 billion to 4.6 billion, then it's a cause of concern. It's a cause of concern. And also the issue is who verified that this is valued at 1 trillion. That is something else. But taking a look on other important matters, we have seen people being evicted from areas they've been living for mining activities to happen. For example, we can talk about Mrowa Diamonds. Several people were evicted from that place. What happens to these people? Why is it that you only apply value when it comes to the issue ekuti munhu akauya akango occupy a certain piece of land, akatanga kumina and everything else? Then when you acquire that piece of land, that person then is supposed to be compensated so high. Why is it that when you are evicting people from certain places, you don't consider the whole value of like the $1 trillion value they are talking about right here? Why is it that you don't consider that value when you're dealing with that issue, and you only consider value when you are now paying yourselves? So mineral reserves, the issue of mineral reserves, I believe that if it is that the cause or the case, it must be something which is happening to everybody. For example, when you are evicting us from an area where you want to do mining, you must pay us compensation according to the mineral reserves you are going to tap into. Because we have been in this place, we have been affected, and we need to benefit from you affecting us, because we are going to live for many years, starting from zero. So you need to take a look onto all those issues. But it's a very important question which you need to ask this government. And also, on another note, we have seen this government, it has been insincere, because these people, they own around 35%, which is the minority share, whereas another 65% was being owned by the government. The government is the bigger shareholder, which means the owners of this project were the government, because they are in control. They are in control. They own 65% of the whole thing, and somebody owns 35%. So what we can safely say is this issue is so simple. You cannot pay somebody according to the minerals value of the mineral reserves when they were the minority in that deal. You cannot use that. Personally, I disagree with how Rutendo is dealing with this whole issue to try and justify whatever Mnangagwa is doing in these people. So if you take a look on how these people are becoming more defensive, it shows that these people are corrupt, these people have been corrupt, and these people, they do whatever they think benefits them more than it does to the people. So this is Team Zimbabwe. Personally, I find this absurd. I find this embarrassing to see somebody defending the whole corruption saga and the whole looting issues. We really need to do better as a country. I do not know your thoughts, your views regarding this whole issue, but I feel that we need to do something as a country. Bire, thank you very much for coming. How are you? Chapo, thank you very much as well. Reketai, how are you? So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. Continue to watch and see what is happening. The major question is, why are they protecting each other? It's because they know the truth. They know that the people of Zimbabwe are not ignorant, and they try by all means possible to justify whatever they will be doing. So this is what is happening, Team Zimbabwe. I love you all, and thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.